So, have you ever thought about building a bicycle? Well, today is your lucky day because I'm about to show you how to do it. So did you get that? Maybe not. Let's back it up. Do you think it's easy to put a bike together? No, it's not. There are so many parts and pieces, and you need to make sure they're all compatible. Today we'll be building a hardtail mountain bike. What does hardtail mean? A hardtail bike does not have suspension in the rear wheel. Hardtail bikes are cheaper to make, lighter, and the pedaling is more efficient. So what is all this stuff? Let's jump in and I'll show you. We'll start by putting the thingamajig inside the thingamajig holder. Notice that the thingamajig maker was kind enough to have these little tubes inside of the thingamajig. This makes it easier for us to install the pushy-pulley things. Our first step is to attach the spoon to the thingamajig. To do this, we need these spinny ring things for a proper fit and good steering. The spinny ring things are directional and need to be installed in the proper order and orientation. Our thingamajig holder allows us to rotate our thingamajig into any position we want. Our next step is to put on the final spinny ring thing. And then to put on the wedding rings. I do. Next, we have to put on the holdy holder. There's always going to be excess spoon pipe above the holdy holder. We've determined that we're going to cut about 60 millimeters off of the spoon pipe. In order for the spinny ring things inside to work properly, everything needs to be held together tightly. This grabber thing will help. I put the holdy holder back on. And now for the holdy holder cap. I'm going to tighten the holdy holder cap to compress everything together. Now it's time to put on the butt stick and the butt stick tightener. I've moved the thingamajig holder to the butt stick, which is the preferred location when you're working on a bike. Next, we're going to install the holdy to the holdy holder. At this point, I'd like to introduce an important tool. It's called a torque wrench. At many points along the bike, the manufacturer will label how much torque to put on the bolts. Down here it says 5 Newton meters, so I've set my torque wrench to 5 Newton meters and I'm going to tighten these bolts accordingly. Now we need to attach the death preventers onto the holdy. The front one will attach to the left side, and the back one will attach to the right side. I've already done the right one. After we slide the squishy thing onto the holdy, we're going to run the pushy-pulley things and the tubey thing inside of the thingamajig. The clackers and the death preventer are now installed, and they attach to pushy-pulley things which run throughout the thingamajig. Now, we're going to attach the death preventers onto the rear. Next, we're going to attach the front death preventer. Make sure the pushy-pulley is routed properly. Next, we're going to install the bottom hole. This is where the round-arounders go. You'll need to apply some grease to the threads of the bottom hole. The right side goes in counterclockwise. We're going to apply 30 foot-pounds of torque to both sides of the bottom hole. When installing the beef stroganoff, we're going to need to use some thread lock. We need to attach the roundy rounders to the bottom hole. But first, we need to do some sub-assembly. We're going to attach the linky thing ring to the roundy rounders. The roundy rounders can be installed into the bike now. I've determined that I need 3 thin plastic spacers in order to ensure a proper fit. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on. It can be a tight fit, so I'm going to use a rubber mallet to help me. I've flipped the bike around so you can see how the opposite side is assembled. I need some grease here. The foot holders are installed with washers and grease. Keep in mind that there is a left and a right foot holder. This is because the left one is reverse threaded to keep it from coming loose when you're pedaling. Next, we're going to install our butt chariot. We're not going to tighten it just yet. That will come when we do our bike fitting. And with that, we're finished. That was easy, don't you think?
You forgot the whirly gigs.
Well, duh, I forgot the whirligigs. Looks like we have a little more assembly to do. Let's start by installing the death preventers to the whirligigs. These bolts are torqued to 4 Newton meters. We use grease when we're installing the rear gear. Torque to 40 Newton meters. Each whirligig has an air squirter thingy. The whirligig covers are designed to rotate in a specific direction, so you need to make sure they're oriented properly. These whirligig covers don't use inner tubes. Instead, they use sealant to keep the air in and to avoid punctures. I've used the Linky Thing link remover to take out all of the extra links from the Linky Thing to make sure that it is the correct size. I've run the Linky Thing throughout the rear gear, down through the beef stroganoff, and around the chain thing. Okay, so now we're done. We've assembled a fully functioning bicycle complete with whirligigs. So, what do you think?
Now you have to put your name on it.
Oh, I guess you're right. You ever thought about building a bike? Keep it real. A hotel mountain bike does not have suspension in the rear wheel. This is nice because it's lighter and it's cheaper and the pedaling is like more efficient or something. So yeah.